I'm Jeanann Sanders, and this is my restoration story. My relationship with the church at a young age really didn't exist. I only went to church for vacation Bible school in the summers, and that was for cookies and Kool-Aid and to spend time with people my age. I knew very little about church, and when I did go, we sang songs, played with kids my age, really didn't take in any of the purpose of being there. Not that we didn't believe in church, we did of course, but we just never made time to go. I always knew God was there. I knew what I needed to do, but I was scared. I felt like I was getting older by the day. I didn't know a whole lot about church, and I felt like more people knew more than I did. And I was kind of afraid to speak up and learn. You know, we always had an excuse as to why we couldn't go to church or step forward. I honestly think people make excuses about going to church because of being judged on their appearance. I know in the past, when I have went to church with friends or family, I've always gotten looked at if I'm wearing the right clothing, the right shoes. Number two is they think church is full of hypocrites because they've been burned in other churches. Not every church is that way. It's hard to find a good church with a good family. When I walk out the doors, I feel like I'm just totally renewed. When I can leave my burdens here. I can leave my worries here. My dad set an example of faith as he always, when he was going to church, he was part of the work group. Like, he mowed the grounds, and he was very huge into landscaping. He had small groups at his house. Anytime that he had worries on his mind, he always said, when you feel down, look up. When you feel down, look up. And I can still see him today pointing to the sky. He always knew that God was present and walking beside him. And there was never a doubt in his mind that God, he was always there. He always wanted me to go to church with him, even when I was in my 20s and my 30s, and I never did. Mostly because I felt like I didn't know enough, I wasn't knowledgeable enough, and I felt inferior to everybody there, and that's probably one of my biggest regrets now is that I didn't go with him. And I did not give my life to the Lord when my dad was still here. But now I know that I'll see him again one day. He loved the Lord with all of his heart and his mind. And now I know that feeling that he had because I share that same feeling that he had here too. Back in 2020, my life began to spiral downhill. My job went overseas, a job that I was very good at, and my world just felt like it was going upside down. I felt like the devil was on my back every day. I knew that I needed to go to church, but yet I was still afraid. I started listening to 88.3 every day to give me encouragement. Father's House, the song by Corey Asbury started playing, and it said, "Leave your shames at the door. It's not welcome here anymore. You're in the Father's house." And that song spoke to me, so I knew, I've got to do this. March of 2020, I made the decision to go to church. And from that day on, minus COVID, I went to church every day. And then in November of 2020, that's when I got baptized and got a new life. So all my old cares and worries and everything is gone. I actually got a job in November, not long after I got baptized, and I had problems at that job, and I just prayed and I said, "Lord, please help me." And he did. He brought me through it. I have a much better job now. I'm much happier. My life has changed since I've encountered God tremendously because I feel like I was living in darkness. And now he has brought so much light to my life. I appreciate so much more. And I tell people about him every day. Every day. Don't ever be ashamed. You don't know when your last day is going to be. When Pastor Mark makes that call at the end of the sermon, don't be afraid to make that step, or just call him during the week and say, "Hey, I need to talk to you." And just, don't let your fears overcome your destiny. Your eternity is totally worth it.